Let's face it, guys. Skyrim's not going away anytime soon. After 10 years, people just can't stop creating mods for this game. I keep coming back every once in a while, like a hopeless fool who keeps returning to their abusive ex. But every time I come back, I'm blown away by what the community has created. I started modding this game a long time ago, and I can't believe how many things you're currently able to tweak and add. So I decided to make a mod series. I mean, that's totally not oversaturated, right? I'm completely fine, right? Right?
Skyrim. Get up.
You guys like dogs? Want to show them some affection? Well, I've got good news for you. Here's Pet the Dog from J Serpa. When I first saw this glorious mod on the Nexus, I had an epiphany. It took us 10 years for us to be able to pet dogs in Skyrim.
Bruh.
But I mean, you know, there are other things had priority, to be honest, so I can't really blame the community too much for that.
Oh my.
It's simple. Just go up to any dog and interact with them, and you'll be able to pet them. I mean, just look at this good boy. Who's a good boy? You are.
Now go slaughter all my enemies in cold blood. Rip them to pieces, vigilant.
Finally, you can let your furry companions know that they're the best boy. So, do you guys need a magic overhaul? Well, here's Odin from Enai. Odin fixes vanilla spells and adds new ones, while making staves and scrolls more worthwhile using. Staves and scrolls will actually be stronger compared to their equivalent spells, and there are a whole range of interesting mechanics introduced that help complement various playstyles. I'll shortly review the spells from the 5 schools of magic, but I can't do the mod full justice in such a short video. Explaining everything it implements would be enough to make a whole separate other video, but let me just show you some of the interesting features this mod offers. So I've been doing an Alteration playthrough right now, and Odin's been really useful.
Give me a more friendly reason for my character to alter certain features.
Prior to using this mod, I've never really touched Alteration, but now it's actually quite interesting. Combine it with other mods that Enai's put out, like Ordinator, and you can put together some insane builds. So Alteration. There's this spell called Potato's Recital from Ordinator. Store up to 3 self-concentration spells that are casted when you enter combat for no additional cost. Now combine it with something like Orc Strength or Oak Flesh, and it makes Alteration magic much more straightforward to use. No longer will you have to hotkey and switch to like 10 different spells before you enter combat. And there are other uses outside of combat. Master Alteration and you'll be able to alter the weather and your body. Set up handy teleportation anchors to teleport freely between. Weaken locks or destroy them completely. Conjuration. You'll now be able to summon more types of Daedra. But what I found interesting is the situational use some of these conjured minions bring. Some minions summon their own minions, bring stamina from enemies, increase your movement speed, and others dispel spells or even reanimate enemies they kill. Your minions will now scale with you, and reanimated times have been tweaked and improved, so Conjuration feels much more polished now. There are spells to buff your minions, so you could really just focus on raising and maintaining an army if you wanted to. Destruction. Odin doesn't go overboard with destruction, which isn't actually that bad. I mean, I really enjoy simple but effective changes when done correctly. There are a bunch of spells to complement various strategies. You can deal damage up close with touch spells, or leave lingering AoE effects. Imbue your weapon with elemental effects. And also, master spells are quite simple, but damn do they work well. Illusion. Let's be real for a second. Who's actually wanted to main illusion magic for their build? I mean, it was just very lackluster in vanilla. Odin introduces spells to actually make maining illusion viable. You can now command enemies or summon copies of enemies to fight for you. It also introduces some interesting mechanics that could complement assassin builds with spells that help you boost sneak damage or spells that help you vanish entirely. Restoration. Again, like with the other schools, Restoration is made more independent and viable. you will now be able to use poison or sun magic to deal damage. Wards are now much more effective. Master the school, and now you'll be able to buff XP gains. There are also some quality of life features, such as being able to cure any diseases, which to be honest, should have been part of the base game. It was part of other Elder Scrolls games. If you're running mods that overhaul combat or stamina use, there are useful spells which help you block better and restore stamina on successful blocks. Super useful if you're building like a melee mage type of build. To be honest, vanilla cows look alright, but I was always left with this uncanny valley feeling. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I think it was a flat looking fur. Fortunately, Rally Eater has created a wonderful mod to change this. Rally's Shaggy Cows of Skyrim. For years, scientists have been developing ways to make animals furrier. By using a customized FUSA mesh with additional layers, he's managed to create cows that actually look pretty good. He even created new textures for painted cows. You can really see and feel the depth. Rally Eater is a true connoisseur. He focuses more on finer details of the game. Check his files out. You won't be disappointed. Nobody asked for it. Nobody expected it. Nobody knew they needed it. Here is splashes of Skyrim. Now, if we're trying to overhaul Skyrim and make it the next Elder Scrolls, we need immersion. Has anyone ever casted a spell into water? Probably not, but if you did in vanilla Skyrim, it's not very immersive. I mean, nothing really happens. With this mod, however, you can now abuse water like you abuse your Skyrim mod manager.
I'm dying. Help me.
Different types of spells will cause different effects. Fire will now cause the water to bubble, while bolts will actually cause an explosion. Ice will cause freezing effects to take place. And it works with certain shouts and exploding bolts fired from crossbows. The best part is that it's just an SKSE plugin, so it won't even take up space on your mod load order. Ever been disappointed in the bears Skyrim has? Played games like Witcher 3 and ever wondered if bears in Skyrim could look that good? Well, worry no more. Here's Bears of the North by JP Steele 2. Just look at these bears, man. Vanilla bears, I sleep. Bears of the North? Now that is some real shit, son. I was playing the other day and got ambushed by one of these absolute units. I almost crapped my pants. It's like you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. It introduces shell textures to give the first death. But not only did he do this, he also overhauled the shape and size of the bear to truly make it unique and nightmare-inducing. Have this mod and you'll think twice before exploring Skyrim. It also replaces the head busts you'll find on certain walls and statues. If you haven't gotten this mod, what are you doing? Let's raise our cortisol levels together. Speaking of raising cortisol levels, here's Falmer Sounds, the Betrayed Remaster by Sonata Phoenix. Have you ever wanted to add some extra spice to Falmer Caves or Dwemer Ruins? Or make delving into those ruins nerve-wracking? Well, I guarantee you with this mod you'll never play Skyrim again late at night with the lights off.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
The first time I heard these sound effects, I was instantly reminded of the clickers from The Last of Us. Chills went down my spine, and I fucking loved it. It made encounters with Falmer more tense. And it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, Falmer are blind. How would you know where things are? Echolocation. Immersive, but it's bound to leave you in tears when you encounter a whole pack. Well, that's it for now, guys. See you later.
If you like the video, consider subscribing and make sure to click the notification bell for future content. Have a good one, sexy gamers. Did you think I would leave so early? You missed my dance.